What happens when creativity becomes a commodity, becomes content, when identity becomes aesthetic, when art becomes a product? Behind every polished image, every creation, every hairstyle, every nail art picture is a person deciding what their creativity is worth and what it costs.
In my mind, I'm creating art. Yes, I make clothes and design clothes, but it's art to me. It's like my canvas. I get my inspiration from different things. It could be like a flower, it could be anything. And then I get my color scheme, depending on like what color fabric I want or what the theme is or what my inspiration is coming from. I'll try to find fabric that will match and bring it to life.
Heavily focused in artistry just because that's kind of what influences me to curate a set for my clients. You look at it and you're like, okay, that's Alyssa. Like Alyssa did this and Hand Me My Canvas worked on this. And I kind of form those together and take inspo from what they give me and all of the other experiences in my life or all the other art forms. How can that push me to kind of formulate what I want the nails to look like?
Just recently, I discovered that I want to be a hair artist. I like that terminology, but overall, I would consider myself a service provider to the public. I just decided that I wanted to continue to keep hair my passion and not my job, so I became a hair artist this year.
But do their consumers feel the same? Once their hair is done, their clothing has been created, their nails have been painted, are they leaving their chair thinking they've just gotten a service done? Or are they leaving the chair believing that they have just been a part of an artistic process?
I feel like my clients see more of my work as art over a service or a commodity. I put a lot of thought into my creative process and try to push myself creatively, and I feel like that translates onto my sets, specifically on every individual nail. I try to take my different life experiences, my other creative outlets like dance, fashion, all of those things, and trying to mesh them together to push them and place them on my nails. I do feel like there is some sort of tension between me and the client when trying to provide work for them, only because I feel like it's kind of a me thing where I want to still incorporate my style into my work while also still matching what they want to see on their nails, just because some people kind of underappreciate nail art and nail technicians with what they provide, and I feel like sometimes it's kind of just like, okay, do this and this is how exactly what I want, which can happen, but I feel like incorporating my style and how I want my art to be perceived is also very important. So that's kind of like something that I have to make sure that happens. Also, if you do book with me, you do have to agree with the fact that I want to include my style and my art into that as well.
I truly believe that people do see my skill or my talent as art. I do. And I think also as a service because it's something that I could provide to them. But I do believe that they value it as like art. It's part of my personality. And I don't know, I think people, when they see my work, they see me. I do believe that it can be tension sometimes when creating for clients because you have a certain style, well, I have a certain style, but of course, when you create for other people, you gotta kind of cater to them. And sometimes that's a little bit challenging, but then with me, I make things, but I make a handful of them. So I think that's how I keep it different.
I think that my clients would consider my work a service just because of the simple fact that there's a money transaction. Do I ever feel friction or like tension between the choices of like doing what I want and what my clients need me to do? Yes. It's not often because I know my clients. I know what they like. I know if they say they want long hair, they really just want something that's framing their face. So I can decipher that. It's always pretty much a compromise. But when we get to pricing, that's different. People will say, I want to start my locks, I want to start my journey, I have $150. I'll say, you can have option A, B, or C, and they'll say, well, I saw this picture and I want option F. And I'm like, well, that's not in the 150. And that's when it's kind of like, why are you telling me no?
I think people invest so that they can look and feel good.
I think people change and decorate their appearance to express themselves.
I think that people invest into like changing their appearance and accessorizing and decorating and wearing their feelings outwardly for two reasons. I think one is because we all want to belong. So you want to find that community or, you know, something that feels like home and you want people to feel like it looks good too. And then I think the other reason is because when you look good, you feel good. So it's like that confidence factor.
Something that I want people to know about my job is that it takes time. It really takes a lot to make this nice mini skirt for you or this nice corset. It looks like a small piece of garment, but it takes a lot. So I want people to consider the time that's put into it.
I feel like people don't understand the amount of time that goes into creating a nail set. Honestly, the prep alone takes about like 2 hours for me. Making sure that people realize how much work goes into these nails and that they are art. Every single one is specific towards a certain theme or my personal style.
The one thing that I need people to know about the position that I am in as a hairstylist or creators in general, people who do what they love for a living, I need everyone to know that it is extremely hard to charge to do something that you love. So there's times where I cry because I feel like there's no potential for growth in the field that I'm in. And what I mean by that is makeup artists, hairstylists, estheticians, no, we don't really get accolades the way that I think that we should. So when Beyonce goes on the red carpet, we are responsible for the look that she has, right? But no one says, who did that? Where's the artist? Da-da-da. We are in the back in sweatpants and t-shirt and our kids are at home and it's a lot.
As quoted from Claude Monet, everyone discusses my art and pretends to understand, as if it were necessary to understand, but it is simply necessary to love. For the artists we met, their art process is both a labor of love and a passion, and yet they exist in industries that often measure their value monetarily. So perhaps the question is not whether art has been commodified. Maybe the question is whether art can still remain honest once it has a price.